Hello and welcome to another episode. It's not another episode, you guys. Hello and welcome to this first rkdz live podcast. My name is Rick. Thank you for joining me. This is my house. I'm in my office area. There's no actual doors here though, so we're just gonna deal with it. There's no one here right now, so I can kind of squeeze this recording in without being interrupted. Anyway, welcome to my home. Moved in about a month and a half ago or so. Let's see, this right here, that's my bedroom, and the exit doors that way. Kids hang out over there. Living room, as you can see, TV's over there. Cats around here somewhere. Kitchen's that way. It's a nice little spot. I'll take it. Definitely condensing the size of my old place down quite a bit, but I think it's been a wonderful experience, honestly. And I say that sincerely. I know you guys, if anybody's listened to the other podcasts, I know that I've talked about, minimizing or minimalism and kind of downsizing, stopping the chase for materialism, the acquisition of stuff. It's all a learning process. And, we kind of grow and we learn. But so here we are, and I don't know, I like being able to talk into the microphone without having to look at anybody. But there's also something to be said for kind of like the dialogue or the conversation. So I figured this was worth a shot. Besides, I'm starting to feel bad for posting just straight audio to YouTube with no actual video, since it's a video website. So I'm kind of cheating on the podcasts, but it's cool. I did set up that RSS, so if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. I can do the thing now. I can say links will be down below. I can say that now like a desperate YouTuber. Links are down below. Look at all the links below. Yes. I'm sorry. I apologize. This is gonna be weird because there's a camera rolling and I'm talking into this thing. Anyway, yeah. So far so good on the levels here. I'm kind of just doing this live. I did some pre-EQ stuff, so the audio, folks, hopefully doesn't sound too terrible. All right, so let's see. Today is Tuesday, so in 2 days, my kids are going to be starting school in Agawam. I cannot believe my daughter's going into high school. It's terrifying and weird and inexplicable, and I can't quite wrap my mind around it, but it's happening, so, I kind of have to just deal with it. Also, fun fact, I talk with my hands a lot. So just get used to that. I'm probably going to hit something. Anyway, my kids are going back to school in a couple days here, which, it's like kind of like the changing of the guard, like seasons change. September's coming, September is here. I'm sad that summer's leaving, but I'm also like excited for, the fact that like fall is in the air, and we're kind of getting ready to transition to football season and fall soccer and cheerleading and all kinds of fun stuff. And I guess we're just gonna roll with it, right, guys? That's what we do around here. We're just going to keep rolling with it. Pray for the kids, hope they do well this year. And for all the kids going into school, stay safe, keep your head up. High school's weird, but I'm not gonna get into old man status talk right now. I feel like it's a little bit too early for that, but high school is definitely interesting, and I think, boy, is it even more interesting now in this day and age in a world of social media. We used to pass notes, like handwritten. Here's a note. I'm going to pass it to you secretly, and then you're going to read it either incognito in class while you're in class when the teacher's not looking, or between periods, when you're walking somewhere kind of aimlessly reading. Yeah, I don't even know. Anyway, in a few days here, on Friday, I'm going to be leaving. I'm going to Vermont. Going hiking with a good friend of mine, Mel. He's been backpacking for many years now, and so I'm going to go tag along with him. We're doing a 3-day excursion up in Vermont. I'm all ready to go. Check it out, guys. I even got this fancy map here. But super excited. I'm definitely bringing my camera. I've kind of accepted the fact that I want to document, or at least kind of like share the story. I don't know. That's like my heart song these days, is just sharing story. I think that's a good segue to what I want to talk about, I guess. I feel so compelled to tell stories. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it came from, but I have this bug where I just want to share stories, whether it's my stories, my personal stories, or whether it's the stories of the people that I'm interacting with, such as the ones that I post of me and the guys when we go somewhere. Really, all that is just like me kind of like sharing an experience with you guys, and not in a manner that's like, look how cool I am, look at all the cool, fun stuff I do. Like, because obviously I'm not that cool. I'm kind of cool. I'm like 0.5 cools. Just gonna take that one back. Just reeling it in, guys. I'm reeling. Anyway, I do love sharing stories. So part of, my camping, backpacking, excursion experience, I'm kind of just looking to tell that story, but in a way that's not about me and more about the experience itself. More like this is what this experience is like. And maybe it's something you might be interested in doing or pursuing. Who knows, It's really all just in an effort to share stories. I recorded something recently. It was kind of like just a short voiceover narrative where I was kind of like trying to workshop what it is that I want to do or what it is that I want to pursue when I record a podcast or when I record a video of something, of anything. It's just, what's the goal? And I think the goal is always, what's the story? And I'm not a reporter. I'm not trying to like, walk the beat and take notes and hit you guys with some sort of narrative or some hot take on on a thing. The most important piece of all of this is really just connecting, connecting one-on-one. I think that's why, like I much rather just talk on, on the microphone and hide behind this, but being able to talk, and kind of extend a hand, so to speak. I can do that now. Shaking hands with the shaking. Being able to have a conversation is amazing. And I think that the interesting thing that happens when we can communicate, is that you tell me, you give me little pieces of your universe, and then I give you little pieces of my universe. And then we kind of, we overlap, it's like the Venn diagram, where you kind of like, you intersect and suddenly, maybe you learn something you didn't know. And in this day and age, where there's so much animosity, there's so much hostility, there's so many reasons why we're fighting. And they're terrible reasons, quite frankly, is because we don't want to listen to each other. I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do is kind of open the door for conversations. And granted, maybe you have those outlets. Maybe you have outlets where you can talk to some friends and kind of openly share the things that trouble you. But some people, there's a lot of people in the world who don't have any hope, who don't have any outlets, who don't have any means to kind of take the poison out of them, Like, that's a terrifying idea, to think that I would just walk around with all this darkness inside of me and not have an outlet to be able to share the things that are troubling me. The mass epidemic of teen suicide right now, or like all of our, our whole American culture, not our whole American culture, a very large portion of our population suffers from depression. Like, why are we carrying that with us? And it's not like me, it's not like Rick has the answer, but there's a reason why I have hope, and it's God, absolutely 100% God. Because if I didn't have that peace, then what? Other people will gravitate toward other, things. And I'm not going to get into that. That's fine. Like, you're entitled to believe what you believe. My personal belief and the source of my strength, the source of my hope is 100% God and my belief in Jesus, and that's carried me through so many dark times, countless dark times. I mean, I've definitely had my fair share of painful life experiences, and I'm not like an outlier. I'm like including myself in the group at large that has suffered, and in the way that I've, by God's good grace, dealt with it is by kind of humbling myself and kind of acknowledging my own rotten, being, like I'm like a bad person, like at heart, like humanity is just rotten. We're just all rotten. There's nothing good about us. I mean, look around. I start there. I start at acknowledging my own personal flaws, and then that kind of allows me to have a platform from which I can put my thoughts together, and okay, now that that I ain't trying to stand above you, then maybe you can be more comfortable in talking to me and we can share a dialogue. We can begin the conversation, you know? And there's plenty of things that we can talk about. Doesn't necessarily have to be faith. I really like hiking, and this is going to be awesome. I'm very excited about this little excursion-y trip that we got going on. We had like meetings about this. We were planning. It's very serious. It's very serious. You know, because you want to be prepared for these things, you know? But here, let me see if I can get at least one cool thing. Okay, maybe not the coolest thing, but this is pretty sweet. This is pretty sweet. We have ourselves some Thai curry. Spicy yellow coconut curry with vegetables and jasmine rice. I picked this up at Eastern Mountain Sports. I went with Marriott, of course, and this is gluten-free. It's pescatarian, no preservatives, right? So like this stuff normally, it's like freeze-dried food, but it normally has like a lot of preservatives, obviously, to preserve it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. I'll keep it brief for now. I'll probably do longer versions in the future. Maybe I'll charge my phone a little bit longer so that we can record longer without having the phone shut the camera off on me because the battery was dead. Oh man, you know, they really need to work on battery tech. That should be something that they should fix. Thank you for checking out the video. Love you guys, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Take it easy.